Did you know the food you throw away costs you more than $1,300 a year? And that food waste takes up more landfill than anything else? Maybe your leftovers sit forgotten in the fridge, seem unappealing the next day, or you don't want a rerun. I'm here to help. I'm Diane Watson, the leftover chef, and I'll show you how to quickly transform your leftovers into new and delicious dishes. Let's get cooking. Hi everybody, welcome to Leftover Chef. I'm Diane Watson, thank you for being here. Today we're going to wrap up our third episode on a half a burger and fries. Today we're going to be using the fries, and what we're going to be using the fries for is a breakfast burrito. What you will need is a tortilla, some leftover fries, some sort of breakfast meat. I have this bacon left over from the burger, cheese, any kind, and some scrambled eggs. And I just want to give a shout out to Spencer's where I got this leftover burger and fries. I went on pretty much about the burger the last couple episodes, but the fries that they do are so good. It's going to make a fantastic breakfast quesadilla. So we talk about breakfast burritos. I'm actually making a quesadilla. It's a little bit easier and a little bit smaller. Now just remember, if you like your fries and you want to just eat them, you can reheat them. That's absolutely a great idea. The way I like to reheat fries is in the air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, you can do them in your oven, you can do them in a convection oven, put them on a sheet, let them brown up, and in fact, that's exactly what I did for today's episode. You see these fries? Absolutely delicious, but I like crispy potatoes when it comes to breakfast. I just went out to breakfast with my friend Emily yesterday, and she ordered crispy hash browns, and I thought, oh my gosh, you're right. Crispy potatoes are the way to go. So I took the fries and I put them in the air fryer for about 14 minutes, and they're nice and crispy. They're gonna be fantastic in this breakfast quesadilla. So, one thing to know about breakfast burritos is they were invented in 1975 at a restaurant in New Mexico called Tia Sofia. And I had never heard of this restaurant until my friend Tom told me to go there when I was going to New Mexico a couple of years ago, and it was fantastic. The breakfast burrito was giant, as we know a lot of breakfast burritos are. So what we're gonna make today is a breakfast quesadilla, perfect for one person. You can make two, you could put 2 tortillas on and make it a 2-person meal, but it's a nice way to use leftover food and create a wonderful breakfast. So the first thing we're gonna do is dice our fries. Again, I put those in the air fryer so you can even hear they're nice and crispy. I'm just gonna cut them. Oh my gosh, they're like hash browns. This is so great. You don't have to cut them very small. I just like to get them a little bit smaller so that when they go in the tortilla, you don't have to bite through them. Now, if you remember, if you saw the first couple episodes, I had a burger from Spencer's, and it had bacon and American cheese on it. It's got a little bit of American cheese on it, which is gonna be so good in this quesadilla. Let's get this cleaned up. So we'll dice up that bacon. It's already cooked, so all we're gonna have to do is get it heated up. That's great. I've got my skillet on, and what you're gonna wanna do, you don't even have to put any fat, any Pam, anything in the pan. You just wanna get your tortilla hot. You can use corn or flour. I happen to like flour, but I think it's totally a matter of what you like. I've already scrambled 1 egg. This is for one person. You could do 2 eggs, and we could use 2 tortillas. That would be good too. I've got a little shredded cheese. Again, I think you guys all know that I like to shred my own cheese. This is cheddar. You could use pepper jack. You could use Monterey Jack. You could really use any kind of cheese you want. That's the beauty of these kinds of dishes. They're really personalized to what you like. All right, we're waiting for our tortilla to get warm because I want it to get warm before I put anything in it so that it gets a little brown, and then I'm gonna flip it over and everything here can get a little warm as well. One thing that's really interesting about food waste, and I think what's great here, is we're using leftover fries, and these could be leftover scrambled eggs that you had from breakfast yesterday, or an evening meal where you had scrambled eggs and pancakes. That's a great evening meal. A lot of people like to have breakfast for dinner. Okay, our tortilla's feeling pretty warm, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my scrambled eggs on here. I did season these with salt and pepper. As you guys know, I like to season my food in every step of the cooking, so these are already seasoned with salt and pepper. And let's put our cheese on here. You know, one thing I love about leftover food is you can make almost anything into breakfast. I used to say that you can take any dish, put a runny egg on top of it, and it will be breakfast. And then we'll add oh, can you hear those? They're so nice and crispy. Our French fries that have now been kind of turned into breakfast hash browns, and our bacon. I'm gonna flip it over. Oh, the potatoes are crunching so nicely. It's gonna be so good like hash browns. Thanks for that tip, Emily. We'll get this going, and we're gonna make sure it's just a little bit brown on both sides. We can see our cheese melting. We can see our eggs heating up and our bacon heating up. Once it gets a little bit brown on the other side, then you just want to flip it over so you make sure that everything gets nice and warm. And while we're talking about warm, it's pretty amazing to me that food waste in our landfills accounts for 8% of all greenhouse gases. Imagine how much we could help if we just eliminated or reduced even the food waste in our landfills. This is feeling, look at that melty cheese, that looks great. We're gonna flip it over, give it a chance to warm up on the other side. All right, I think this looks ready. The nice thing about a breakfast quesadilla is it's plenty for one, or it's a nice smaller breakfast to share for two. We'll cut these into 4 pieces so that 2 people could share it. I can hear my hash browns, AKA French fries, really crisping up nicely. And I've got it here served with a little bit of sour cream and salsa. One thing I like that a lot of my friends don't like is a little bit of fresh onion as well. I'm just gonna sprinkle that on. Oh, that looks great. Thank you so much for joining me on Leftover Chef, where we help you love your leftovers in a new way, save money, and help the planet. See you next time.